AMC theaters. Chances are that you've been to one, or at the very least, you know the Nicole Kidman Pledge of Allegiance. We do what to this place for magic? Gross, dude. Childish. Anyways, if you know of AMC theaters, then you may also be aware of their loyalty program, AMC Stubs A List. It boasts a deal wherein you can see up to 3 movies a week for about $25 a month, right? Now, full disclosure, I have been an A list head for a long time already. It's an incredible deal. Movie tickets in the United States are at least $10 a pop, right? And that's being generous. So the thinking is that if you go to 2 or 3 movies a month, then it's worth it for the 25 bucks, right? I am a major cinephile. All right. Like I said, I've been using A List for a long time, but it occurred to me recently that this deal could be working for me even more than it already is. In other words, I got to thinking about how much money I could actually be saving via this deal. Could someone theoretically save hundreds and hundreds of dollars using the AMC A list? And I'm not talking about pocket change, okay? I'm talking about big money. If you even use that rough estimate I gave earlier of around $10 per movie ticket, which again seems pretty low in my real world experience, if you multiply that $10 figure by the amount of movies one could potentially see each week in a single year, what would that grand total end up being? Well, 3 times 52 is 156 movies in a single year. And if you multiply 156 by $10 a ticket, let's say, that's $1,560. So, keep in mind that that is a generous estimate, okay? Every movie ticket I have purchased in the last decade or so has usually been above 10 bucks. So the money one stands to save is potentially astronomical. How can this be profitable for AMC? Well, they expect their subscribers to do one of two things, or both of these things, frankly. They want you to either sign up and forget that you have it, or they want to make up the ticket price by having you buy popcorn and soda pop and candy at the movie theater. That's where the majority of theaters make the majority of their profit. Plus, also, do 156 quality films come out every year, anyways? Like, are there really that many films worth going to see in a cinema each calendar year? That's a subjective question, of course, but I imagine most normal, insane people would argue no. I, on the other hand, am not normal, okay? I am an obsessive compulsive nightmare who fixates on things to an insane degree. If I don't brush my teeth for the right amount of minutes, if I don't wash my hands for the right number of seconds, it has the potential to like throw off my vibe and ruin my entire day, okay? I'm dead serious. I don't play about this. I digress. The point is that AMC has planted a dangerous seed in the mind of a sick individual. Can I, if I really wanted to, actually go to 3 movies a week for, say, one whole year and demonstrate the ridiculous value of A list? Maybe. What if I really went the distance and went to as many premium screenings as possible, meaning in IMAX or Dolby? What if I avoided as many matinee screenings as humanly possible, since those would already be discounted without an A-list subscription, right? What if I flat out refused to buy any popcorn, candy, soda, or other concessions? How much dough could I take this corporation for legally? So I'm going to give it a try. I am going to attempt to go to 3 films every single week for 1 year, and I will calculate the amount of money that I save in the process and pass that valuable information on to you, the public. Obviously, there are some caveats to this experiment. I can't only go to premium screenings, right? There simply aren't enough films that fill out those screens throughout the year to meet a hypothetical criteria where that's what I want to do. Something like Venom The Last Dance played in IMAX and Dolby theaters, right? But a film like Honora, for example, is only on normal screens. So I'll be mixing the screenings between premium and standard, prioritizing premium when possible. But could I, go doubly insane and only commit to premium screenings if I truly wanted to? Sure, but then I would be seeing things like Venom: The Last Dance 3 or 4 times in a row before those premium screens get turned over to new tentpole releases. And I'm insane. I'm a little masochistic, but I'm not that willing to suffer for the sake of this experiment, you know? Sorry. Also, it may shake out that I have regular life priorities that get in the way of avoiding a matinee screening, so I may end up at a matinee screening or two. Sorry, them's the breaks. You know, in that situation though, I would still calculate the money saved appropriately. So in that circumstance, I'd calculate that I saved $7 instead of 15 by going to that earlier screening and still using A list. I just have no clue how this experiment will really pan out as it relates to my everyday life. So a matinee may sneak its way in there once or twice. I don't know. And that brings me to my last caveat. I hope that I can do this and do it successfully. I love movies, but this may be biting off a little bit more than I can chew in terms of the goal here. My plan right now is to document each movie here on this YouTube channel and review each and every one individually. And at the end of the year, I will tabulate those savings and share that information with the world. And then maybe I will also do like a top 10 or top, I don't know, 20 at that point of movies that I thought were actually worth seeing throughout the year. But will I run out of movies? That's the big question, right? Like I said earlier, will there be 156 films in the next year that are worth seeing in a movie theater? Who knows? There are some incredible films that I've already seen this year, but the number is nowhere near that high, right? I may be stuck with bottom of the barrel slop by the time this experiment ends. I may lose my mind entirely and find out that heartbreak does not, in fact, feel good in a place like this. It might feel very bad, in fact. So that's the current plan. With those caveats I mentioned, I hope that you will join me in the mouth of this madness and hopefully that I'll be able to provide some valuable information or at the very least entertainment to you by sacrificing my time and energy to weed through the upcoming crop of movies that are coming out. Um, I will try to give an informed opinion, for example, on what I think is worth seeing in a movie theater, making the trip to go see versus what you can skip entirely or what you can wait to kind of watch on streaming when it hits, Netflix or Hulu or HBO Max or Prime or whatever service that you might have. I'm new to the whole YouTube thing pretty much entirely. Um, so I welcome any advice or input from anybody who seems to be invested in how this experiment goes. If you have notes about how I might be able to make things more interesting or more engaging, please leave them below in the comments. And if there's a movie, for example, that you think I shouldn't miss whatsoever, that I absolutely must include over the course of this experiment, then please also let me know that. Subscribe to this channel if you want to, and you can keep up to date with how this experiment goes and be kept in the loop, or you can just check back periodically to see the light leave my eyes as I'm forced to see more and more stuff that maybe isn't so great. Whatever works better for you. You're busy. You don't need to do exactly what I say. You got a life. I have a Patreon page as well where I cover movies that aren't in theaters, just as a little bonus for those that are interested in that. I have a weekly show there called Streaming Wars, where once a week I'll try to cover and talk about one of the many direct to streaming projects that are shoved in people's services, various services. Seems like a never ending fest there. So if you're interested in me talking about those and reviewing those, that's where you can find that. I also have a podcast for those interested in more long form analysis of movies. That's called Best Known For, where my co host Ryan and I choose an actor and go through their IMDb Best Known section, or I think it's known for section. And we determine movie by movie if those movies that are there on the app, on the website, deserve to actually be considered the Mount Rushmore of that particular actor's career. Everything I just mentioned will be linked in the description of this video. And I'm a movie lover through and through. I feel like I need to stress that. This is in no way an experiment meant to antagonize AMC in any way. I am a ride or die for them. They are my preferred movie theater chain when available. So no shade at AMC. I love A-List and I'm excited to do this experiment. Um, Like I said earlier, I don't have tons of social media know how necessarily, so bear with me if there are kinks that I need to work out throughout this process. But until then, I hope you follow along with me on this ill advised journey. I will need some witnesses watching me in case AMC deploys operatives to try to take me out. Bye.